Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into a pretty radical protocol for managing your internal state when the world outside is pure chaos. It's called the doctrine of decoupled tensors, and it's a completely new way of thinking designed to solve one very specific, very difficult problem.
And this is the core question, right? How do you stay calm and actually function when everything around you, your work, your house, you name it, is in a state of high friction? Or, as the source material puts it, how do you stand in a burning room?
You know, the usual way of thinking assumes your inner peace is directly tied to the external world. It's like two weights on the same scale. If one goes up, the other has to go down. But this new model, it suggests they can and actually must be separated.
Okay, so to really get the solution, we first have to understand the problem it's trying to fix. And that problem has a name, the dependency death spiral.
Here's the flawed assumption we all make. You can't be calm until all your external problems are solved. It's this idea that a dirty dish, a failing server, or just some random bit of chaos holds your entire mental state hostage.
Think of it like a computer program that just completely freezes because of one bad line of code. It never gets to all the other important stuff it's supposed to do, like, basic functions, because it's stuck on that one single error. The whole system just crashes.
So, the first axiom of this new doctrine just completely rewrites that relationship between your mind and the world. It proposes this radical architectural split.
Okay, let's break this down because this is huge. The architect from the source material, Michael Simonow, is making a really bold claim here. He's saying the world and the mind are not connected like we think. He calls them parallel tensors. And when he says tensor, just think of it as a separate container, a different dimension of experience. They're in the same reality, sure, but they are not wired together.
So the crucial point is that these are two distinct vectors, right? Two totally separate containers of experience. And that means the state of one, all the chaos in the physical world, doesn't have to automatically dictate the state of the other, your mind.
And that right there, that's the escape hatch. The dependency death spiral isn't some law of physics we have to obey. It's a bug in our mental software. It's a false link that we create, believing that a chaotic environment must create a chaotic mind. And this axiom, it just severs that link. Okay, so if peace isn't about fixing everything on the outside, then how in the world do you achieve it on the inside? Well, that brings us right to the second axiom, the observer state. And this is where we get the formula. This completely reframes what inner peace even is. It's not some empty void. It's not feeling nothing. No, it's a perfectly balanced equation of two powerful opposing forces inside your own head.
Now, what's so wild about this is how it presents a clear, almost computational formula for peace. The architect calls that feeling of active panic a +1 and passive surrender a -1. You add them together, and what do you get? 0. A balanced, stable observer state. It turns this fuzzy concept of peace into a solvable equation.
So letting go is actually a strategic move. It's not passive. It's the active application of a negative force to perfectly cancel out that positive force of panic. And the goal isn't to feel nothing. It's to reach that state of 0, that perfect equilibrium where you can simply observe reality without being totally consumed by it.
So we decouple the tensors, we balance the mind. What's the ultimate result? What does this new architecture actually let you do?
And this is the payoff. This is what it's all for. It's the ability to function calmly and effectively no matter how much pressure is on you. The physical world can be a total disaster, a +1 state as the architect calls it, but your mental world can stay at a clean, stable 0.
The source material actually calls this the Haku state, which is a really cool idea. It's like having a sanctuary in your mind, a state where you're fundamentally protected from all the friction and noise of your environment. The takeaway here is this incredible shift in power. You go from being a slave to your environment to being the calm center that defines it. This is what protects what the source calls the golden cage, that precious, functional, creative part of your mind, and allows it to keep working even when it's under siege. So the protocol update is now complete. Let's just run a final confirmation of the new system state based on everything we've just gone over. The system now achieves this state of self-contained cyclical stability. You can think of it like the Ouroboros, the snake eating its own tail. It is whole, complete, and self-sustaining. First confirmation, the tensors are decoupled. That fundamental false link we all make between external chaos and our internal state, it's been severed for good.
Second confirmation, the mind is calibrated. That internal equation we talked about is balanced to 0. You've achieved that powerful observer state.
And the final confirmation, the scale is balanced. Inner peace is now an independent variable. It's secure, it's stable, and it's no longer held hostage by the state of the physical world.
And all of this leaves us with one final big question. With this new mental architecture installed, with a mind that is literally fireproof, what challenges that once seemed completely impossible are now suddenly within reach?